All right, we good. I want to welcome everyone back to Driver the Wedge, a media platform created to enhance and grow the culture of golf, because golf is not just a game, it's a way of life. All right, for everyone who's been a part of the Driver the Wedge movement, I have back Birdies Over Bogeys, Mr. Brandon Glover.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back, big fella. Happy to have you.
Well, good to see you, man. Appreciate the invite back.
Yes, sir. So you know what we got to talk about. 2024 Masters.
Let's go.
Let's go. What's your thoughts? What's your analysis? And the reason why I asked you to come on was because at the tail end of our previous interview, I think it was interview number 15 to me, 15, I think it was. I asked you, what was your thoughts of Scheffler, Scotty Scheffler being in a dominant position in terms of his play and winning these tournaments? Was it because the other players or a core group of guys left to go over to live? So did it water down the field? And you emphatically said no. No matter who you put in the field, he's going to do what he's going to do.
Scotty's the dude. I think he's proven that.
Okay, so, hey, what's your thoughts? What's your analysis of his performance for the Masters? And overall, what is your thoughts and performances? And we're going to volley back and forth with it.
Well, look, Scotty Scheffler is hands down the best golfer on the planet. Statistically, I think the consistency that he brings to the game, regardless of the pressure, regardless of the event, is Tiger-like, truly. If he rolled the rock like Tiger did in his prime, I think we could honestly say that Scotty has a high likelihood of winning every single tournament that he tees it up in. But I think it was very indicative of how good he is to watch everybody else around him on Sunday. Like, yes, he didn't play golf, and that's beautiful because, again, as somebody that's not a professional golfer, it's nice to see guys grind and work it out. But, he had a couple of 3-putts in the tournament. He did not hit every green. The dude is still pure off the tee. He moves it both ways when he needs to. But when you talk about hitting the clutch shot when he absolutely has to do it and applying the pressure on Collin Morikawa, who for early on in that round looked like he had the potential to take it over.
Yeah, yes, he did.
Like, let me show you who I am.
Let me show
you. Iron shots, and it forced Collin to get greedy. Collin said it himself in his post round. Look, I got a little too greedy. You can't get greedy at the greens or at the pin locations at Augusta. And sure enough, it bit him, and Scotty cruised to that victory.
That's true, because in watching it, I was saying to myself, okay, it looked like, you know how when you and I was making this analysis with another sport. I was trying to compare it to another sport. You're going through the motions. Say you playing basketball, and you got 4 quarters. The first couple possessions or first half, you just passing the ball. You picking your shots. You shooting when open. You shooting open shots, but you're not really forcing the action. You're not really imposing your will.
Yep.
And I thought that's what was happening. But then I had another thought. I said, well, is the moment getting too big for him? Is he playing it too safe, too conservative? And then it seemed like around
the turn,
around the 8th, around the turn, he just had another gear, like another concentration. His approach shots just seemed like there was no it was a thing of beauty. Like it was no issues. Like he had no issues wherever he wanted to hit that ball, and whatever he was aiming for seemed to he just executed it.
And look, let me say, I have a group chat of guys that we kind of talk to, and a lot of the guys in the group were really pulling for Collin Morikawa, and they're like, well, he's a major winner. He strikes it really well. I think he's going to go get Scotty today. And I was like, yes, but I think what is important to point out, and I'm not knocking on Collin Morikawa because he is, in terms of iron players, you probably had the 2 best iron players on tour in that final group, right? Okay. Collin Morikawa, Scotty Scheffler. But if you think about Collin Morikawa's 2 major victories, right? That was 2020 and early 2021.
Yep.
And they were in COVID, and there were no spectators on the golf course. Nobody was there. Now, I understand it's a high caliber of golf, but being able to deliver in the moment when you've got thousands of people watching you, you're hearing everything, you're caught up in the allure and the environment itself, that plays a part in it. And if you watch Scottie Scheffler's demeanor over that entire round, he was unflappable. He never changed his demeanor. He never slowed down. It was just like, I'm gonna do me, and me doing me is good enough to win. And I dare you to beat me.
Yeah, you got to come get me, because I'm not coming back to you. Yep. Yeah, he presented that. His confidence in terms of, he knew he was not going to make the big mistake. Mm-hmm. And it was almost like he just said to himself, I know these guys can't concentrate or perform at this level throughout this tournament.
Yep.
They're going to...
is you hear the commentators talk about on Sunday, they were talking about the intimidation factor, right? Because they always allude back to Tiger. You know, Tiger had that serious intimidation factor where it's like he never saw you. It was like he was looking right through you, because he knew that I'm going to beat you. I'm better than you, so on and so forth, right? Scottie Scheffler doesn't have that true intimidation factor. He's a nice guy. His demeanor is very laid back and very mellow. But in terms of him playing golf inside the ropes, I think he already knows, like, I'm the best out here. He doesn't have to say it. He doesn't even have to wear it on his face. It's just like, I'm gonna show you who's the best.
I was kind of disappointed in the live golfers' performances and their representation. It was almost like they just, no one wanted to step up to the moment. No one wanted to seize. Okay, it was almost like they didn't have no one to rally around. You know, someone to say, okay, let's be the face. Let's show these guys on this league, the other league, what we're capable of. Yeah. It was almost like, no lies, almost like
who did you expect to play well? Who were you looking at to kind of shine?
A person who I think embraces the moment, who have that professional arrogance, Brooks Koepka.
Most definitely.
I thought Brooks would look at this as a personal challenge, because he's always have. That's what got him to where he's at. From having to go through, junior college, wasn't heavily recruited, wound up walking on at Florida State. He did go to Florida State. I just thought that he had the ability to look left, look right, and say, okay, it's my time.
Yeah.
And you get that amongst competitive people, especially those that have this physical arrogance, this professional arrogance, this the ego. Hey, I'm gonna show you. You the one that they're talking about. And is this your king? I mean, because he comes across that way.
Yeah, most definitely. Brooks is one of those that has always played with a chip on his shoulder, and will pretty much go out and try to dominate everybody he plays with. I was looking at Cam Smith. Like, Cam Smith's got good memories here. He's got the short game to be able to score well. It's just, I think the T-ball ended up getting Cam, because as good as his game is inside of 200 yards, I think off the tee, he's got to get better to be able to be a force at Augusta.
Okay. Yep. Okay. And I think, what's your thoughts of Rory? You think I'm going to ask you this question. You think he's ever going to win the Grand Slam?
I'm going to hold out hope. Yes. But I will say, if it happens, I think it's going to be later in his career. I think right now it's way too big a mental hurdle. And I think he's got too much scar tissue from when he had the lead standing on 10T. What was that? I can't remember what year it was. 20.
Yeah, he had a four shot lead.
Standing on 10, hooks it left into the trees, and then it was meltdown from there. So I don't know that he's got enough positive mojo, if you will, to tackle Augusta yet. And look, I think you were talking about it before, whereas you've got to be able to move it left to right.
100%. I was going to say that.
You have to be able to
saw something on AB. I saw something on Saturday on the 18th hole. I think it was the 18th. And that's the it kind of bends left, right? Yeah, bends left. No, I could have been the 17th.
It bends right. 18.
Yeah, bends right?
Yep.
he was trying, and this is the first time I saw Rory. It was two holes in which he had to shape the ball left to right, and it was the last two holes in which he had to do that. I can't recall what number it was, but I know 18 was one of them. Mm-hmm. Where you saw him set up and everything to hit that fade or that cut.
Yeah.
And he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And it was at that moment on Saturday, I drew the conclusion Rory will never win at Augusta, primarily because on the back nine, there are 4 holes in which you have to hit the ball left. Right. You have to move it left to right.
Yeah.
I said to myself, he hit the ball, he almost shaped the ball on that tee shot.
Yeah.
They had to send the shirt committee to go find that ball. It went straight right off the tee because he was trying to come across it to move it left to right.
So let me ask you this, like, do you think in Rory's pursuit of the Grand Slam that he goes through swing changes or fundamental changes for the sake of trying to hit the ball left to right?
I think yes. And let me just say this. I think Rory is going to dial down over the course, probably starting this season and next season, in preparation for the Masters. I think he's going to spend the next 2 years with his only objective is to win at Augusta. I think as long as he continue to chase this, because remember, a lot of it was just ego. Rory wanted to be the straightest, longest hitter because he was in Tiger Shadow.
Yeah.
And so therefore, if you move it right to left, you're going, you put that spin on it, it's going to give you the distance that you need. Because he's a short guy, but he wanted to, chicks dig the long ball. Yeah. But I think he's finally realizing for him to win at Augusta, and he's probably going to take the rest of this season in the next 2, because it's not about money. It's not about the Sun Chip Open in Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? It's not about that for him no more. He has to hit the fade. He has to be able to move it left to right with a level of confidence and call on it when he needs it to win at Augusta. I think that's his only objective over the course of the next 2 to 3 years.
All right, so
he's definitely going to have to go through a swing change.
I think some of the media has broke some story. I don't know how truthful it is, but that Liv was knocking on Rory's door trying to offer him $850 million. How you feel about that? I think his camp has come out and said it's not true. But if you recall, it kind of went the same way with Jon Rahm, and then all of a sudden Jon Rahm was headed to Liv. So I'm going to
say this to you. I think I mentioned this to you before, or I had another discussion. I believe that there's a deal already in place for Liv Golf and the PGA to have a joint schedule. And I think the joint schedule is, including the majors, probably 7 to 10 tournaments in which they combine fields.
Okay.
But then the PGA is going to have probably 15 to 20 tournaments on their own, and Liv Golf going to have anywhere between 7 to 15 on their own.
Yeah.
But they're going to have and I thought within the next 72 hours there's going to be an announcement. The reason why I think it's not having been announced because I know the Masters is not going to let nothing step on their coverage or the event.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
I believe that the deal is already in place. I believe the $850 million is accurate. I think Tigers is more like 950 to probably $1 billion to join. And I think what's holding up the announcement. One was the Masters, and 2, they had to find a way to compensate those people who stayed. The Patrick Cantlay, the Ricky Fowlers, the Tiger, the Rory.
That's fair.
It ain't no way we just gonna merge now. We just about no. You got to give us that. You got to cut us that big check too.
That compensation for sure.
We got to get that compensation. But I just thought that the Masters just were not going to let the news of this merger step on their event. So I had it pegged within the next 72 hours that there's going to be an announcement of a joint schedule, probably 7 to 10 events, including the majors, and but the Liv is still going to maintain a schedule of probably 15 events, and the PGA probably 25 to 30 events, independent of each other.
That's fair. I think that would be best for everybody to at least try to come together and create some kind of worldwide tour, right?
Yep.
Where they may be playing all over the planet, all over the globe, but world golfer points are allotted to all of those guys that are playing. Because at the end of the day, it's better for the game as a whole when you have the cream of the crop talent in the same field. So I think at some point we are going to see some kind of worldwide tour. They're just going to have to work out all of it.
I think the framework is already in play. I think the framework is already in play. The only thing it is to hold the press conference and who ego is going to get stepped on the most. Either whether it be the Shark or whether it be Moynihan. What's his name? Moynihan, the guy.
Yeah.
I think if they weren't, excuse my language, sword fighting with each other, it would probably be a lot more amicable by now.
Yeah, if they got out of the way and just let the players handle it, I'm sure it'll be
because I've always said if it make dollars, they're gonna find a way for it to make sense.
Oh, and it's gonna make dollars for everybody too.
Yep. So what's your impression of Tiger? Let's rate his performance.
Gutsy, man. I'm not knocking his finish. I understand that in the physical condition of his body, you kind of expect that. 4 full rounds. I was thrilled to see him finish. The fact that he finished 72 holes of golf. But again, like I was telling everybody from the jump, like Tiger's making a cut. I don't care if anybody
I can know how to get a check
and compete, right? But at the same time, imagine looking at that guy's book. He pulls that yardage book out of his back pocket. Can you imagine the gems that are in that book around Augusta? Like he was going to make the cut purely because he knew exactly where he needed to leave it.
Yes.
Every undulation, every blade of grass on that golf course. That's his spot.
So, he knows that he knows his living room.
Yeah, you can't knock it. He was going to make the weekend.
Yep. I believe that's the only tournament he can win.
Augusta?
Because of that familiarity. Yes. I don't think that
he can go win a small field hero world challenge in Bermuda or the Bahamas or something. Flat golf.
I don't think that's there. I don't think it's there for him anymore.
I think he could still find lightning in a bottle.
Okay.
Again,
A small
one of those small events, a very limited field, 35, 40 guys maybe. A golf course that he knows well. Like I said, the hero, he's tended to play pretty well in those events, and he always uses them as kind of warm-ups leading into the season. So I just get official world ranking points for it, so you could still count it as an official victory.
That's true.
I think he's gonna squeeze out another 1 or 2 random events by the time he walks away.
I think that given the fact that he can't practice as much or as often as to get to get his game into high level tournament shape.
Yeah.
Is probably going to be
his demise, his downfall. Yeah.
Yes, because he just can't practice.
Like, yeah, that's the case, but I will say I feel like the world is awaiting Charlie Woods too. I think Tiger's going to start putting his resources into Charlie. I mean, he's already been out caddying for him and giving him those little nuggets of advice. So I think Las Vegas, as a matter of fact, already has odds up on Charlie Woods winning either the Masters or a PGA Tour event by like 2035. No lie.
But when do you anticipate him going pro?
I mean, I don't know that he's going to do it immediately. I mean, what is he, 15 or 16?
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's going to be some years, right? But he might be one of those cats that turns pro at 19 or 20.
Does he go
on tour? I mean,
and he plays. You believe he plays college golf?
If he does, only a year or two.
Okay.
Because I think his ultimate goal now is just to play golf.
Okay. Well, one thing he's not worried about is making a car payment. Or mortgage payment. So, you know what I'm saying?
Talk about the practice facilities. The dude's got one of the best
his backyard
facilities in his backyard. So
yeah. So
for not being on point,
That's true. So let me ask you, how do you see the season playing out moving forward? does Scheffler run away with Player of the Year? Does he get another major? Who becomes his rival on the PGA Tour?
His rival. Well,
Yes.
look, I think he's got a legitimate shot at PGA and a US Open. I don't know about a British just because I don't know what his win game is like, even though he's a Texan. So he knows how to play in the wind. So you have to consider him for all of the majors. But in terms of a rival, honestly, based on performance, and it seems like this one is kind of coming into his own thus far, and his demeanor on the golf course is amazing already. But Ludwig Aberg, the youngin.
Hey, don't have no recency bias now.
No.
Now.
I mean,
come
look,
on.
What is he? He's played. This was his very first major, and he's already top 10 in the world. Let's be honest.
Okay. Oh no, I got you.
A baller. He can play. So I think in the end, this could be his coming out party too. You can't tell me that he didn't pick up some confidence coming out of Augusta.
Yeah, you're right.
And confidence in golf is crucial. Knowing that you can get it done in the clutch, in the pressure is crucial. This could be a jump off point for Ludwig for sure.
I was really pulling for how you say his name, but the Indian looking guy. I can't think of his name. Yes, I was pulling for him.
Akshay.
I wanted him to perform, man.
No, okay. I feel you there. And again, he was on a heater too. But what's the kicker about Augusta? This was his first time seeing that golf course.
You're right. You have to know the course.
You have to have the experience of playing Augusta before you play it well. So
let me see where he finished at, because I don't recall. Let me see.
He ended up being what, 5, 6, 7 over.
Okay. For the first time playing.
I was also pulling for Max Homa, man. I wanted to see Homa pull it off.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't at all.
No.
I
like Max's game, man. He moves it around the golf course well.
No, I didn't want him at all. I was.
I was like, it's got to be Scotty or Max.
So you think this young man is going to be the Adbert? How you pronounce his name? Adbert.
How you say it correctly?
He's going to be the his Scotty. He's going to be Scheffler's rival.
I think this was a little coming out party. I think this was his introduction to the masses, if you will. The dude's been playing solid. Has he put a tournament away? I think does he have a victory? He may have a win or have been close to a win. I think he does have a win already. But again, confidence is a killer in golf. So the fact that he's got this confidence coming out of Augusta, I mean, he's walking down the back nine on a Sunday smiling after he hits it in the water. You know what I'm saying? Like that demeanor goes a long way, because you can tell he's having fun out there. He's not taking it too serious. That's crucial to playing well.
My only concern with is but he doesn't swing hard enough, or he doesn't try to get outside of himself to suffer a significant injury.
No.
So I think Scheffler is in good. Can he win the year Grand Slam?
Oh, you saying take all four?
Take all four in one calendar year.
That's so hard. I don't know. I mean, does he have a shot to? Absolutely. I think if you were to look at the odds as of now, he's probably got to be the favorite going into any of the majors at this point. It really just comes down to, I think for Scotty, it's the flat stick. If he makes putts, he gonna be on the leaderboard every.
He just switched to that mallet putter this season, right?
Game changer, huh?
Yes, it has.
He switched to it. He won.
Say it again.
I said the week he switched to it, he won.
Yeah. It may not, but you know how putters go.
Yeah,
they be your best friend on Saturday. You hate them on Sunday.
You're right.
So, but he's putting amazing, man.
Making everything that he needs to.
Yes. What I like about him, he's so cerebral. He doesn't make the big mistake.
Nah, not at all. But look, when you strike the ball as well as he does, I mean, what is his biggest miss? Like he might hang one or move one a little bit further right than he wants to from time to time. But other than that, you never see him double cross himself.
That's true.
Come out of his shoes and lose control. It's crazy how much control he has over the golf ball.
Now, is that and I'm asking you because you play at a high level, is that his game, or is it just that I don't want to say luck, but is he just in a groove right now?
Well, I mean, you say, is he in a groove right now? Dude finished second in the FedEx, playing well, and his stats were as good as they are now last year, with the exception of the putting statistic. So again, the consistency that he brings is Tiger-like. It really is. He will dominate every field because he is so consistent across the board. Tee to green, he's in the plus every week in terms of shots gained tee to green. And if he sees the ball go in the cup, it's a wrap.
Got you.
So he's not a short knocker either. You watch him hit the tee ball and go, man, it didn't look like he hit that very hard. And he get out there and 30, 40 out there. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's true.
He's not a short knocker. The dude's got the full package for sure.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you, what's your projection for the rest of the golf season?
In terms of wins,
what do we? How many wins does he get? And then I'm gonna ask you about Tony Finau. But what's his name? How you pronounce his last name again?
Oh, Batia. Batia.
Ate Batia. Tony
and
Finau.
I shout out to Ate because he's a lefty, fellow lefty. Holla.
Okay. And yeah. Oh no! I gotta ask you about the elephant in the room. What happened with DeChambeau?
Oh, you answer that question. I think he was just used to playing 3 rounds instead of 4.
Somebody said that.
Look, Bryson has obviously a very unique approach to the game. Mm-hmm. And he was playing with 3D printed irons that he got approved by the USDA Monday.
I read that. Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep.
That's crazy. So, but look, his game is so hot and cold. If he gets on a heater, he can run away with it. And he was in round 1, and then all of a sudden, that's why I said it's a 72-hole event.
It's
true. Not an 18-hole event. But I mean, look, Bryson, if he plays golf courses that he can overpower off the tee, Bryson's always got a shot. I think it's the finesse, because have you ever swung a single length club? That's the craziest thing to me, because his wedges are all the length of a 7-iron or a 6-iron. No. So imagine trying to hit the biggest finesse shots in the chipping game or pitching game with a club the length of a 7-iron, although it might have the loft of 65, 68 degrees because of the length. That to me is wild. And I think if you look at Bryson's downfall, it's always the short shots, because he uses that whole one plane, one length shaft. Yeah. It's just, I mean, to each their own, but
he's not a good putter.
He is definitely unique in terms of his approach.
Yeah, definitely. And, he has to putt a lot better than what he does.
Yeah, I mean his short game needs a little improvement.
Do you think Tony? What's your impressions of Tony Finau? Do you think he is where he's supposed to be? Do you think he's behind where he needs to be, or because I'm trying to gauge progress. What's your assessment of Tony Finau's game and in conjunction with his status on the tour?
I like Tony Finau a lot. I mean, I followed Tony Finau all the way back when him and his brother were on Big Break, way back. Yep. So it's been nice to see his ascension into one of the regular names, the household names on the PGA Tour. Now, in that regard, is he behind where he should be? Yeah, absolutely. Should he have won more than he has to this point? Yes. But I honestly don't know if all of his focus is there week in, week out. And I only say this because, I mean, those fact checkers out there can confirm this one way or another, but I know he travels with his entire family every week.
And every 18 months, there's a new addition.
Exactly. So imagine doing that and then trying to play golf at the highest level. You know, like that's a caravan full of family members every week. and then at the same time trying to go out there and shoot 25, 30 under par when you go play a 72 hole event. So in that regard, I just don't know that he is positioned to be at the very top of the game, just based on the makeup. And I mean, I'm not knocking that at all, because you know, I love the fact that he's a family man. That's huge. But I think it's indicative of playing very high quality golf, that the focus on golf has to be there. At that level, I mean, you can't sacrifice a shot. So you got to be able to put that time in, and I don't know that he put that time.
Wow. Okay. Hey, man, I'm gonna get you out of here on this.
This was fun, and I appreciate it.
Yes, man, I appreciate you, because I know I gave you a question at the end of our original interview, and I said I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to even comment on it. I'm not going to say I disagree or agree with you. But you sure enough,
I felt that vibe the moment it came out too. I was like, I know there's still here.
Because my thing is, okay, everybody look good playing against the JV. If I'm a varsity player and you put me out there with the JV, I'm gonna score 40.
Yeah,
you was like, no. You could put everybody out there. He's gonna do what he's supposed to do. So you woke me up to, you made me a believer, man.
I mean, and look, you asked me that rapid fire question last time, that whole competitive field of dominant golfer. And I'm the biggest fan of a competitive field, but I think we're seeing the coming out party here of a dominant golfer.
So we're gonna have to volley back and forth, man. This ain't gonna be our last interview. We're gonna follow this.
I look forward to it.
I want you to plug the brand.
Birdies Over Bogeys,
come on with it. Yeah.
See that? We went with that. We're working on shirts as we speak. We got some fabrics coming. A lot of those designs come from the inside of the cap too. So everything you see on the inside is going to be fitted too. So you can kind of vibe out and style together as well. So like I said, stay with us. We got bucket hats coming. We got visors coming. We got shirts coming.
Is the inside of that hat the material, what you have depicted on the inside, is that going to be a shirt as well?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Okay. We're going to post the rough sketch, the rough mock-up of the first shirt, and this will be the design in all of our color patterns to start. And then, like I said, we got more coming, man. We working on it. We working on it.
Okay, so it's birdiesoverbogey.org, right? Overbogeys.org.
Birdiesoverbogey.org. Birdies_overs_bogeys on all social media platforms.
Really appreciate that. Brandon, BG, thank you so very much, man. Appreciate it. We're going to follow Chef, your boy Scotty. We're going to follow Tiger. When do Tiger tee it up again?
That to be determined. I do not know. To be determined.
To be determined. All right. We're going to conclude on that. I want to thank everyone for sharing this experience to grow our golf culture. I humbly ask that if you like and benefit from Driver the Wedge content, that you subscribe, like, and share. I sign off by saying, if you want to get better at golf, let's get better in life. BG, Big Brandon, thank you so very much. Birdies Over Bogeys, the brand. Let's stay connected, all right?
Absolutely, we'll do.
All right.